Hey, welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. The episode where everybody's looking at the Apple MacBook Neo. And I must admit, I'm curious because, you know, it's a budget Apple, isn't it, really? And I think for the majority of stuff that I do, that'd be perfectly fine. But anyway, it's not about that today. There's plenty of those reviews out there. This is back to more boring codey type stuff, but I think we're all a bit codey anyway these days with AI. So we're on to Visual Studio Code again. Okay, so you might turn off now, go, oh, more code. But you know, I know there's lots of flavors of VS Code, you know, Google Anti-Gravity, Cursor, all that sort of stuff. And again, flavors of ice cream, I've got nothing against any of them, but I just have stuck with the vanilla VS Code. However, you know, it's got all the integration, like native integration now with OpenAI's Codex and Claude Code, of course. But even with GitHub Copilot subscription, you get access to all of those models anyway, including, as of right today, which is what, the 6th of March to in the 26th, is GPT 5.4, the very latest model, which has got some very, I mean, it's always this incremental thing, but there's, from a coding perspective, there's some really powerful features that have been added. I'll do another chat about that, but it's not just, oh, well, we've gone from 5.2 to 5.3. This is actually, like I say, from a coding perspective and front-end development especially, there are some really major things that have come out. Don't get me wrong, love working with Claude Code as well, but I like variety, goodness me. So VS Code, they've also come out with, again, it's just what you get used to. I like the vanilla VS Code. You can run it on Mac, whatever you want to do. But in conjunction with all the AI agents and the integration with skills and all sorts of other things that I've covered on previous chats, I certainly think, you know, the agent skills where you can have a simple, you know, file folder structure that can define the skills that you want to use for a project. And by the way, this isn't just, I've mentioned this before, it's not just for coding. You can use it for pretty much anything. And these skills are also incrementally loaded as and when, so they don't break what they call the context window with so much information churning through lots and lots of tokens / cost. So agent skills is something that not just developers need to look at. I think everybody could learn and do something with skills. So that is, you know, something really worth a look at. But this one today is there was something called a simple browser in VS Code. Okay, so if you're doing web development, front-end development, you could look at stuff briefly, and they did have it where you could highlight an element and then the AI, you could ask questions, but it was a bit limited. But as of today, or in the recent few days, there's something called the integrated browser. Okay, so this is quite a big leap. It's like the evolution of the simple browser, but you have a full browser built into VS Code, and that's useful because your agent, your AI agent, now you've got a little button where you can share that completely with your agent, so that instead of you highlighting elements or trying to say, oh, make this a little bit different or different color or make it narrow or build anything in, you know, you've got the full context of what you're actually looking at now. And also when you share that web page or web app, because it isn't just limited just to static pages, it can be testing authentication flows and all this type stuff. But you've also now got the ability, when you do share that, it's also sharing your browser log. So if you do in Chrome and Edge, Control Shift and J to open the developer tools, normally you're trawling through the the console logs or the the network logs and all that sort of stuff. That also is shared with the agent. So when you're actually building the front end stuff, the agent's aware of the visuals, but also any of those logs, any of those issues that are hiding behind the scenes, as it were. So that's just come out in the latest version. I think it's in the latest version as of, like I'm recording this at 6th of March 2026. So it's somewhere around, as long as you've got the latest version of VS Code now, you should have access to that. There are some settings where you have to go into settings to, if you just search for browser, you can then tick, where it says use the integrated browser rather than the simple browser and stuff like that. So there's a couple of settings there that you can enable this, but yeah, I've got a link to James Montemagno. He's one of the VS Code of Microsoft people that he goes through a little bit more in detail. But if you're a front end developer, I think this is really great. This is a next level of AI agent assistance, basically. So anyway, gone over 5 minutes as usual. I mean, it's just a joke, isn't it? Just 5 minutes. No, it isn't. But anyway, there we are. But it's a really good move. So that's what I've got for this time around. So wherever you are, have a good day, a good week, and I will catch you on the next one.